What's up, everybody, and welcome to Wildcard Sports. In today's video, I'm going to react to my NFC South predictions that I made in the beginning of this season. I'm going to be watching this in real time with you guys, so I haven't watched this video before to see how I did. I'm going to see right now how I did on each prediction for these teams in the NFC South. So I gave a best case scenario and a worst case scenario on each team. Let's see how I did. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. We're doing videos like this every week. I'll show more reaction videos to my predictions moving forward. So here we go. So let's start with the Panthers. Let's see what I say for best case scenario.
So here we go. Best case scenario for the Panthers. We'll look at their schedule right here.
I'm going to skip ahead to when I actually write it down.
They will do better than next year. I think I'm going to give them 6 wins. Best case scenario, which is kind of sad. Maybe 7 wins if they're lucky. But they're going to be better, you know. What is it? 6-11?
Okay, so that is pretty good. I'm like right there. If you look at the standings, Carolina 5-12 on the season. So I was literally one off. I said 6-11 best case scenario. They didn't exceed expectations. They were right below it. Let's see what I said for worst case scenario. Let me skip ahead. Here we go.
Right here. I'd say they beat the Cardinals 5 wins and then lose the rest. So it's pretty close. I don't see the Panthers doing worse than 5 wins.
Wow.
So 5-12. So they do have a tough schedule, but I think they'll do better. They'll definitely do better than last year. But
all right, I hit it dead on. 5-12, worst case scenario. I mean, I know I was one game off for the best and the worst. 6 wins, 5 wins, but that's a pretty dead on prediction on the Panthers. They were 5-12. I said worst case scenario, 5-12. So they didn't do worse than I was expecting, and they pretty much hit it dead on. So not bad for the first one. All right, moving on to the Bucks. Let's see how I did. I'm going to skip to when I write it down.
And beat the Saints 11. So, yeah, I see best case scenario for the Bucks. Bucks had like 9 wins last year, I believe. So I say best case scenario. We'll give them 10 wins. 10-7. So, winning record. Definitely could make the playoffs with that. A little better than last year.
Wow. Dead on prediction right there. Look what the Bucks got. 10-7 on the season. I don't know. I don't think I thought they would win the division with 10-7. But look at that. Best case scenario, they hit it 10-7. Let's see what I say for worst case scenario. Let me skip to it. All right, let's see.
For the Bucks, 8 wins and 9 losses. So 8-9, a little worse than what they did last year. Almost about the same. So best case scenario for the Bucks, 10-7. Worst case scenario for the Bucks, 8-9. So it's not terrible. They could still, get the division, but Falcons got better.
Oh, I did say it. They could still get the division, but I did say Falcons got better. They didn't get better this season, but that was a pretty dead on, spot on reaction or spot on prediction for the Bucks. What team do I do next? Okay, let's see. We do the Saints next. Before we even go to the Saints, let's just see what they got. They were 5-12 on the season. Let's see what I said for the Saints.
It was against the Bucks. So best case scenario for the Saints. I got them at 9 wins.
Ooh, they
so
definitely...
I mean, last year that won the division, 9 wins, but I don't think that's going to be the case this year. But I think
9 wins almost won the division this year. Okay, so I expected the Saints, best case scenario, to win 9 games. They, only won 5. Let's see what I say. Let's see what I say for worst case scenario.
Raiders. So 6 wins. I have the Saints. Their floors at 6-11.
Okay, so they definitely. Let's see what I say about them.
It's not good.
And there I go, drink my water. All right. So they definitely did not exceed any expectations this year from the Saints. They did worse. They were 5-12, like you can see right there. But I said 6-11, so that was not a good prediction. We all expected better from the Saints, didn't we? I mean, a little better than what they put out this year. I know losing Derek Carr throughout many of the games did not help at all. But the weird thing is the Saints started the season super hot and they actually looked legit, and then they just fell apart. But okay, so moving on to the Falcons. Let's see what my prediction on the Falcons is. And just before I say it, Falcons were 8-9 on the season. Let's see what I say. Okay, where do I write it? Let's see. Oh, I just skipped the
What's
video.
up,
Let me
everybody?
go back.
First place.
See, I told you I'm literally watching this in real time so you guys can see. All right, here we go.
Commanders beat the Panthers. So 11. I have the best case scenario for the Falcons at 11 wins. So that can definitely win the division right there. So far, that is the best, or it is the best.
So, yeah, as you can tell, I was pretty high on the Falcons this year. I think a lot of people, well, maybe not a lot, but some people were high on the Falcons too because Kirk Cousins going there. They drafted a quarterback, as a back, could be a solid backup, which he ended up becoming a solid backup, unfortunately, towards the very end of the season. So they definitely did not exceed my expectations for best case
in that division. So I do see the Bucks and the Falcons battling it out for first place this year. Let's look at
I was right on that.
Worst
Bucks
case
and Falcons
scenario.
battling it out.
Let me skip 11-0. Bad.
All right.
Let's say they lose against the Raiders and then beat the Giants 6 wins and then beat the Panthers at the end of the year 7. So I see their floor at 7. Definitely don't see them doing any worse than that. 7 and 10 as their floor. So they're not going to get last place in the division. It's for last place in that division. It's going to be Saints or Panthers. Most likely Panthers, but
So I was kind of right on last place in the division, Saints or Panthers. I said Panthers, ended up being the Saints, even though they had the same record, 5-12. So I was pretty close, as far as last place. Definitely did not expect the Falcons to go 8-9. I did say worst case scenario they would go 7-10. So they are in my range for best and worst. So it's not a terrible prediction on that one. But those are my predictions, guys. I'm curious what you guys had. Did you guys exceed your expectations on your predictions for these teams? What team let you down the most this year? What team exceeded your expectations in the NFC South? Let me know in the comments, and stay tuned for my other prediction videos on the other divisions. Those are going to be fun to watch. Like I said, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the playoffs, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.